guess that's. I guess I got a reaction like both of you.
All right. Welcome to another week. Although, remember, the work week is a fiction. Monday doubly so. You can get rid of them if you really want to. This is Social Justice Alchemy. We now rejoin where we left off last week in our discussion of the doxing, harassment, threats, insults, general dogpiling that was leveled at Peter Coffin and Angie Speaks on YouTube regarding their association, however distant or close, with Lorelei Bailey. Hope you enjoy. I mean, people on the right are willing to disagree about things.
Yeah, but politely.
Yeah, but I think they bury those disagreements in the hopes of being able to literally murder the people they hate even more.
I think the right unity is much more easier for them because while they hate each other a lot, they hate the left even more, and
yeah,
that's
they're
not
united
something...
by hate.
Yeah. And we should, I think, clarify, we're talking about far right-wing people, because remember, Democrats are also right-wing, so...
Oh, yeah, that's very true, yes.
Yeah, I have less and less love for Democrats, to be honest.
Yeah, they don't do very well, they never have.
There are some liberals that I tolerate because they're my friend, and I love them, but when I saw Christy say she's all the way for Kamala Harris, and I'm like, no, not her. Why do you do that? First Hillary, no, that, oh, no.
It's probably tactical because she remembers back in like the late 80s with like Governor Dukakis as the Democratic candidate for the 1988 general election, how he was branded and marked as a liberal, and that's why people didn't vote for him. And so it was not that long ago that liberal was a bad word, so socialism is still a bad word, and so that's why she...
Yeah, but Hillary wasn't elected because she wasn't left enough, not the other way around.
Yep.
Yeah, and Christy Winters personally doesn't think it thinks that like someone that is left enough for like us won't get elected by like middle America or rural America.
I strongly disagree.
I agree.
I disagree too.
Well, and plus it's just like Christy Winters had said on her Sunday streams, it was like, do not come to me with what Kamala Harris has said in the past, or like 7 years ago or a decade ago. Come to me with what she said recently. And it's kind of like, okay, I guess that's
something to that. But what she's been saying recently has been driving up to a bid to the White House, and isn't necessarily what she believes, what she would do. The past is prologue.
Yeah, well, also for the left, it's going to be a hard sell for leftists to vote for Kamala Harris because she was a prosecutor and a cop. It's going to be a real hard sell to get the leftists to vote for Kamala Harris.
And she's very swervy and toughy. So
yes, but a lot of established Democrats will be very swervy as well. No, there's no good candidate at all that has the chance of being the president of the United States that wouldn't be swervy, unfortunately. But yet, Kamala Harris being a bit turfy because she did not allow trans women to transition while in prison and have them be at men's prison. That's why trans people would say things like, asking trans people to vote for Kamala Harris is violence. And so, And we're just 21, and we have 21 months until the general election of 2020. It's going to be a long 21 months.
Don't you have a better candidate? You two are actual leftists, so is there no one you can think of?
I like Elizabeth Warren better, but she's also war hawkish, so it's kind of like
Elizabeth Warren will never be elected. Not after the whole Pocahontas thing with Trump.
I think she could pull past that easily enough with
I
Democrats.
don't. She burned herself with her DNA test, and
that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And with like everyone else, it's just like, well, do they really even have a chance? Because there's so many people with their hats in the ring. Like my governor, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee, is on the ticket, and it's just like. So what he's done recently, he pardoned a bunch of criminals that were in a jail for possession of marijuana after it's been now 6 years since Washington State has legalized it. So Jay Inslee did not pardon them once it became legalized for at least a year or 2 years. It wasn't until this year did he pardon them, and he also didn't go far enough because it's only for people who have just one charge of drug possession and not multiple charges of drug possession, and it also wasn't robust enough, and so I don't know what chances Jay Inslee has of being the candidate. I doubt it. There's also Cory Booker, who also is running for re-election of his Senate seat in New Jersey. So if he's running for his re-election for the Senate as well as presidential election, what chances he has of being the president? And then fuck Howard Schultz, but he's the third party, so hopefully everyone would just ignore him and forget him.
Mm-hmm. People of wealth.
I see a lot of people talking about Joe Biden. What do you think about that?
No, we don't need.
He's handsy with some women, but also
I absolutely don't know him. The only thing I know about Joe Biden are the funny memes.
Yeah, he was
with
vice president.
Obama. So
he was senator from somewhere, I think, before he became
Delaware.
Vice president. Delaware, yeah. So I mean,
from somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, Delaware is just somewhere. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Delaware is the corporate capital of the U.S. That's what it is. Just because it has laws that favor incorporation. So yeah, I mean, Joe Biden, he wasn't really huge before Obama, and he didn't become huge because of Obama or anything. He's just there because he's there. We don't need another old white man, is what I'm thinking.
He also never left this a mutual of mine. Also brought up his voting records and saw that he never voted for workers' rights, and I don't know if any established conservative Democrat has done that too. So that's my problems with Joe.
Yeah, honestly, there are just no genuinely leftist candidates. In the
no, I
field,
know that, but I was wondering if actual leftists were favoring one candidate over the others, someone they would be willing to vote for.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but she's about 7 years too young.
Yeah, exactly. Because I haven't.
Even I would vote for her, and I don't vote.
Yeah, so any a candidate that any Democrat that says, yeah, I agree with AOC on the Green New Deal, on all these other things, I that would be yes, that's my Democratic representative. But I don't know how many people have said they agree with AOC on most everything. I mean, at least Elizabeth Warren has jumped onto the Green New Deal and co-signed it or is co-sponsored, or at least has publicly said that she's agreed with AOC on that. That's
AOC is
why
in the House, and her Green New Deal is technically a resolution only in the House. So Warren can't really sign on to it, but she can announce her support and agreement with it. That's all she can do as a senator.
So, Geek, you like Warren, and you, John?
I think Warren probably has the best shot. I think she is very much a solid middle-of-the-road Democrat. She doesn't impress me a hell of a lot as a liberal or a leftist. But I don't really have any...
But she's not super conservative.
She's not super conservative. She doesn't impress me as a leftist, but she doesn't disgust me as a right-winger. I think she has the best shot.
Yeah.
The thing is, the Democratic pack is so huge. I don't have a huge problem with Cory Booker either, I don't think.
Yeah, same here.
I haven't seen, again, I don't know too much about him, but I haven't seen anything about him that would make me think he's awful.
Right, I haven't looked into Cory Booker either, so it something might come up where it's just well, like if I look at this voting record, but right now I'll be more comfortable voting for Cory Booker or Elizabeth Warren over Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. Tulsi Gabbard, no deal. She
no deal. Nope. No deal.
Homophobic in the past. Never gonna touch her. Even if she's changed her mind now, it's like, that's great. You can, I guess, keep being a senator and show that you've changed, but I'm not going to let you near the White House. I don't want you near the White House. I'll vote for... Go ahead.
I mean, we are asking a governor to step down because of blackface he done in the past. So that's our stance on bigotry.
Yep. Kamala Harris. I don't want a cop in the White House.
A cop and a prosecutor, yeah.
Yep. There's just way too much wrong with the criminal justice system in the U.S. to want somebody who worked for that in that. And either she thought that what she was doing there as a prosecutor was okay, or she was willing to compromise her principles to repeatedly work in that field. And just nah. And as for the other, 24 people whose names are officially out there, or... Oh, wait, let's see. Kristen Gillibrand. I'm trying to remember anything about her.
She's the one Steve said he would support, but I don't know her.
Yeah,
I have to look her up.
She's from New York, I think, isn't she? Or somewhere in the Northeast. And all I can vaguely recall about her is that she's pretty goddamn liberal. She's made some of the right moves in recent years in her lead up to wanting to be elected president. She has impressed me somewhat.
She's a junior senator from New York.
Yeah, so she replaced...
Yeah, so no obvious red flags on that one.
Yeah. Let's see, the last senator from New York, the one she replaced, was pretty awesome, wasn't she? That's Clinton, by the way, Julie. Yeah.
That's who?
Yeah. Hillary Clinton was the...
Yeah, Clinton was a senator from New York, and I don't know that Gillibrand replaced Hillary, but that's what I was implying with my comments about the person she replaced.
Fuck Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Hillary Clinton is a very right-wing Democrat, yes.
No, but not only that, but...
And a bigot.
How do you manage to lose to Trump?
Yeah, she just did everything wrong. I don't know. I think Christy Winters did a video, almost 2 years ago now, about the polls and how people misread the polls and how the exit polls indicated why Hillary lost. And it wasn't because she really did... They expected her to win based on the polls going in. And Trump had unexpected levels of support.
Yeah, I think that was the case. There's also
he called out the bigots.
Well, he campaigned the swing states.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton did not campaign in Michigan
she
or...
didn't even go there. What the fuck, lady?
Yeah, she trusted the polls in a way that she shouldn't have. She ignored the swing states in a way she really shouldn't have. But I don't think anyone saw Trump coming. I mean, the Republican establishment didn't. And then the polls just didn't account for the fact that as an open bigot, he excited the Republican base in a way no Republican candidate had done in decades.
I will also, I think Russia did involve in something during that election. Sure,
I don't think you need Russia to fuck up your election.
I mean, they definitely participated. Sure. They definitely involved themselves, and Trump did cooperate with them in that, but he didn't really need it.
Yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Sorry openly about bigoted. That. She didn't participate.
No, don't worry.
Yeah. All right. There's just too many Democratic candidates. And I will say that no matter what, I'm going to vote for the Democratic candidate come next year.
Same.
But I am going to push really, really hard to drive as far left as I can. I hope
that's what I will do in my primary or caucus, or what do we do in Washington State? I think it's a caucus. Yeah. It depends, though, if you're voting go to do it for the Republican candidate or for the Democratic candidate, because it's confusing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to push for the furthest left candidate in my caucus in my primary, if it matters for Washington State's primary.
Yep. I want. I know we can't get an actual socialist. I'm hoping at least a social democrat. But we'll get Elizabeth Warren.
Even a center left would be nice.
Yes, center left, a centrist left person will be nice. Yes.
I mean, but Obama was clearly a right wing.
Mm.
And
he was pretty goddamn conservative, yeah.
But he wasn't that bad for
No.
the United States in any way.
Yeah.
For abroad, it's debatable, but
he was a turd. He wasn't a turd with a grenade in it. Yeah, that's.
But Obama's a socialist. Fox News always says that, and you're just like, oh,
God.
Where to begin? Oh no, here's to begin with that conversation. I'm walking away.
Yep.
I have so much pity for the people who watch Fox News.
They just, I have no idea how they manage it. They just brainwashed. And
yeah, they don't know anything about anything. That's sad.
Watching Fox News makes you more ignorant. Studies have repeatedly shown that the more you watch Fox News, the less you actually know.
And yet I can believe that, but yet I have a coworker that says, "No, okay, the
that's
news,
fucking amazing."
But I have right-wing conservatives and right-wing libertarians that's like, they tell me that like, no, the news on Fox News is actually pretty accurate, and it's like, oh, I don't know. I have stopped talking to that. I was like, no, I will still talk to that person about like geeky stuff and movies and anime and other stuff and Magic the Gathering, but politics is just like. He used horseshoe theory on me being a far leftist, and it's just like, oh god,
I can't do that anymore. I can't compartmentalize. I do that with my family because I don't really have a choice. I mean, most of my family is dead. The 3 or 4 that remains, I'd like to have some kind of relationship with them, even if it's from afar. So I'm not going to talk politics, but people I choose to like, I have difficulties to just not talk politics because we disagree, you know?
Yep.
I will with liberals because they're not that as bad.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of my anarchist friends are like, how do you stand those fucking liberals? And I'm like, I don't know. Some of them are nice.
Yeah. So long as you avoid the part where they're willing to let you die for principle, then yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like, I think some of them I can convert. So it's much easier to radicalize a liberal than it is to radicalize a right winger. That's for sure. That I was a liberal and then I got radicalized by like philosophy too. But also, what I was about to say next is like, I can agree with like some things with liberals, at least that we share like either like a common goal or a common dream goal for like this future society. And what was the next point? Oh man, brain fart blanking.
I think a lot of liberals are conservatives who have just never really thought about the way things are and the way things could be, and don't really welcome the change that would be necessary for a more just, more equitable, just kinder society.
I don't know if they don't welcome it, but they certainly are persuaded it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well,
human nature, something.
Yeah, they've been lied to for super long. They are liberals just because that's the status quo, is what I'm trying to say. They would be.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, they would be social. I think it was American Johnson, non-compete. Just recently did a video about liberalism.
Oh yeah, the American death cult.
Yes, and how liberalism was seen as antithetical to democracy, because liberalism is about individual profit and selfishness, and democracy is about working together to create a better society.
I was like, John knows that. Like, sometimes it's like when talking to liberals, I will say, "Yes, I want a revolution," and that's a whole conversation. And they'll say, "Capitalism is just a monetary system; it's not like an economic system." And it's like, "Oh God, where to begin with that?" Or they say. Or they say, this is not capitalism, this is corporatism. At least they would understand that, like, I see things very differently from them, and maybe we can like acknowledge that could we have a conversation from that, or starting from that, or beyond that? I don't know.
I don't know if you could. Yes, it is capitalism. Stop talking shit.
Yeah, that's my position.
But that's not even a position. If you look at history and how it works, it's capitalism.
Yeah, it always has been.
No matter what word you want to call it, it's bad.
It's corporatism, not capitalism. I heard that from Paul Joseph Watson. Do you realize that you were saying that
those
Paul
people
Joseph Watson?
Corporatism is as old as capitalism.
Capitalism means markets.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think they want to come up with a label to wave away, to say that no, this isn't really a thing for the problems inherent in capitalism.
Or they don't realize too. Like I said, that's something I have observed over the years at anarchist memes, is that reading the comments, you realize a lot of people really think capitalism is a market, a trading economy. And it's not that.
No. It's about using wealth to create wealth, to accumulate wealth.
Yeah, and it's about literally capital in the first place, and shareholders and that kind of thing. There was trade markets way before capitalism.
Yep.
Which originated in the 17th century, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Well, capitalism as a discrete philosophy tied to liberalism originated in the 16th, 17th centuries. But you can find markets going back well before that. And you can also find a lot of the financial and political and economic instruments necessary to capitalism going back thousands of years.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the most free market capitalism thing I've ever heard of was a fire insurance thing in ancient Rome, which wasn't fire insurance.
Oh.
It was somebody would see a burning building, he and his firefighting crew would go there, convince the owner to sell cheap, and then put out the fire.
Interesting. Wow.
Now that is free market capitalism right there.
Oh, yeah.
Just like give a man a fish, he will eat for a day. Teach a man a fish. You have removed a potential like economic system where that man is relying on you for giving him the fish. So you wasted a perfectly good economic possibility, a business opportunity. How dare
you just cost yourself a market.
That fish metaphor is very ableist.
And I also recommend watching Mexi's video on the tragedy of the commons. I think it was Mexi. Did an excellent job deconstructing that, showing it's not the tragedy of the commons, it's the tragedy of open access, of unregulated capitalism.
And yet, so many liberals, like Extra Credits, is a video game channel, did cover the tragedy of the commons, but they blame it on like it was everyone else that was trying to take advantage of the poor people, the working people with their cows, trying to take advantage of over everyone else, not the rich feudal lords that were just like not caring.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how people are willing to shit on their own group.
Yep.
In the maybe potential future where they would be the owning class.
Which actually makes for a perfect segue in the last few minutes to the topic of Candace Owens.
Oh, God. That woman manages to be black and at the same time be so white she glows in the dark. It's fucking amazing.
And here's the thing, she's not the only one. Look up Tree of Logic.
I have not heard of that one. Oh,
you're better not knowing. Foxy Jezebel has said, I wish I did not know about Tree of Logic. She was on Gavin McInnes's show, so that tells you.
Oh my God. Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in the day.
Why?
Again,
go
ahead.
Candace Owens, why?
I remember asking much the same question back in the day of Atheism Plus. I was one of the cishet white dudes who was fully in support of the thing, and went into the message board, the Atheism Plus forums, just curious, just looking to learn. It was a really great experience, by the way, because there were so many trans women there, so many queer folks, so many people of color, so on. I learned so much from that. Anyway, they also had an IRC chat channel. And one time I asked the question, why would a woman be an anti-feminist? And a woman in the chat explained it to me very simply. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's obvious. She gets wealth and power out of it. It's called hierarchical bargaining. When a person in the low status group shits on the group in order for their own aggrandizement. So that's Candace Owens.
My why was rhetorical, by the way. I know. That's why we have women like Blair White or Shoe on Head.
And Christina Hoff Sommers and every other Republican woman, really.
Lauren Southern, Brady,
Tara McCarthy,
Barbie Nazi, what's her name?
Tammy Lauren.
Yeah, I love that when you say Barbie Nazi, everyone knows who I'm talking about.
But yet there are so many Barbie Nazis.
That could have been Lauren Southern too.
Yeah. Or Lauren Loomer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, Barbie... I joked about it once, but it's true. I am unable to tell Tommy Lauren and Lauren Southern apart.
Lauren Southern is a little bit chubbier.
Yeah, but if they're next to one another, I think I can differentiate them.
Tammy Lauren's the one, her eyes are a little further apart.
Yeah, her brows are a little less arched.
Yeah,
but
otherwise...
if they're not next to one another, I can't tell which one is which one.
Well, remember that's the point. The fascists want everyone to be exactly the same, so that's what they breed in their women. Yep. Plastic, artificial, blonde, matching a certain very, very specific body type and skin color.
That being said, they're very pretty. I like Barbies, but they're not...
And then the Nazis have the whole cast of Barbie's Nazi friends. Roaming Millennial, Blair White, Candace Owens. Yeah, they got the whole...
Rage After Storm, Brady Pettibone, Blonde in the Beauty and the Beast. She's in Seattle, apparently. I mean, Blanc Sprague could tell you a whole bunch of these alt-right women as they're... Yeah.
As, it was... ContraPoints in her discussion with Aina on Nice Mangoes. Polite discussions.
Oh, polite conversations.
Polite conversations. There we go. Yeah, intersectional fascism.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah, but fascism has always done that. Go back to...
Well, I get what they're getting from all that, but the price to pay is really high.
Well, they don't think they'll have to pay it until suddenly they do, Milo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so... Anyway,
Milo deserves everything that came at him.
They always deserve it.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, it has been an hour.
Now, hold on. Now that all the talk about Barbies, unfortunately, I got that Aqua song stuck in my head of Barbie Girls.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
So is that a yes? Do you want to go party? What's going on? Are you having a stroke? I don't know.
This is very important, especially with consent.
Right.
I love that song. It's so stupid.
Fun.
Yeah, I will karaoke with it. No shame whatsoever, because why should I care?
Do you have shame about anything, Jonathan? I've seen your tights and hats. All right. It's been an hour.
Is fabulous.
I think we'll go ahead and I'll just divide this up into 2 episodes. Don't need to try and cut it down to 1. So why don't you go ahead and make your pitches, Jonathan?
I am Summer Ending Geek on Twitter and on YouTube and on other places too. I do have a Tumblr, I do have an Instagram, and I do have a Facebook. I haven't put out a video recently, but check it out for whenever I do. But also, our friends and comrades still need some help. So Phoenix, formerly known as, actually from the channel Phoenix Rising 87, formerly known as Electric Mayhem 87, she still needs to get the money to like stay in her current living situation, and so please donate to the GoFundMe campaign if you can. And then also our friend and comrade who's also disabled, Joanna, still begs online as always in order to live because the system is actively trying to kill her in a way. So please donate via PayPal if you can to SaphireJoe@gmail.com. And that's my pictures.
Okay, and Julie. Or
So
Julie.
I'm Little Anor on YouTube. Well, I have nothing on my channel yet. One day, maybe. It's in the works in my brain, anyways. And on Twitter too, and on Facebook I am the Crypt Crafter. That's where I post my art and crafts. And I am an admin at Anarchist Memes on Facebook too.
Okay. And as for me, I post these videos on YouTube at Social Justice Alchemy, and it is a podcast available on iTunes, Social Justice Alchemy, slightly edited just for length. I don't have to do that for YouTube. Not for content, because why the fuck would I? I also have a blog, if you want to talk back at us, or I used to post transcripts when these things were scripted. It does surgoshan.blogspot.com, surgoshan.blogspot.com. I take part in another podcast, the Dungeons and Debacles podcast, a D&D podcast hosted by my friend Kevin, where we are they call us an evil party, but we are trying to liberate a wrongly imprisoned red dragon. So, that is a lot of fun. If you're looking for something completely different, you can find me there.
Yeah, that podcast is amazing.
But also check back the back catalogs of the Social Justice Alchemy podcast and uploads, because John, your Jordan Peterson one was really informative. There was a lot of information there. So I encourage everyone to check back to the two-parter on Jordan Peterson of Social Justice Alchemy.
Oh, thank you. The backlogs aren't fully available as podcasts just because BuzzFeed deletes them after a few months, but they are all available on the YouTube channel. Okay, and that'll do it for this week in Social Justice Alchemy. Thanks for stopping by, you two.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.